Today I'm going to be doing a cleaning on my fuel injectors, my Duramax. The parts you will need to do this will be a 4-foot or so of fuel line. I bought this 3/8. I had this 1/2 inch left over from my fast pump install. So you'll need a 1/2 inch and 3/8 hose. This is your return, and this will be your supply line. You'll need 2 hose clamps and something to tighten up the hose clamps with. I'm going to use this 1/4 inch nut driver for those small hose clamps. You'll need some of these fuel and AC line disconnect tools. Make sure you get the ones that have the length here. If you get the ones that are like really shallow, they won't disconnect the lines properly. You'll need a fuel filter for when you get finished with the injector cleaning. You'll need to put a new fuel filter on. You need to buy a bottle of this AC Delco upper engine fuel injector cleaner, or XP or X66P, and there's the part number. On the back it also says that do not run it into the fuel tank. Do not use this product in the fuel tank. Also, you'll need about, since I have about 17 ounces of cleaner, I'm going to be mixing it with, it's about 0.6 gallon, 0.65 gallon of diesel fuel. Go ahead and add your fuel injector cleaner to your diesel fuel. This is just an old fuel injector bottle that I had on hand that I was saving for this project. Figured it'd work good for this. All right, back here on the back of your engine, on the driver's side, behind your hot side pipe, is your 2 fuel lines. This is your 3/8 return line, and your 1/2 inch supply line is right here. Just with a small screwdriver or something, pry these 2 clips off. They just pull up like that and then slide out. Then take your fuel line removal tools, clip them on the fuel line and slide them up in there. And you just kind of want to twist them and get them up in there good. And then your fuel line should pop off just like that. Then take your 1/2 inch, put it on there. Do the same thing. Okay, I tried to get this in there where you can see good, but now you want to take your 3/8 line and push it up on the return line. Tighten down your hose clamp. Take your 1/2 inch line, attach it on your supply line. Just make sure you get these tightened down real good so they don't leak. And also make sure once you get your truck started that you check these and make sure they're not leaking. All right, so now I've got my 2 hoses ran into my diesel fuel and injector cleaner. If you have a lift pump, make sure you disconnect your wire so your lift pump doesn't kick on. Otherwise, if it does kick on, you're going to have fuel shooting out of this supply line, obviously, that goes to your engine. You have a huge mess. So if you have a lift pump, make sure you disconnect that. All right, so next, what you want to do is crack open your bleed screw and pump your primer bulb. I always like to use a socket on this. If you have the plastic one, it'll get a better grip than a screwdriver. You take the chance of breaking it or stripping the head out. So once you crack that, you just push this primer bulb here. And that way what we're going to do is push all the air out of that 1/2 inch line that's coming from the diesel fuel bottle into the engine. Alright, so I got it running. All I had to do was loosen that bleeder screw and prime it one time. Tighten the bleeder screw back up, and I had a rag there to catch any fuel that came out of the bleeder screw. And so I just set this here. Should take about 1.5 to 2 hours. I already checked back there. I don't have any leaks anywhere. And I just started my truck one time and it had to quit running. And it's been running about 3 minutes now, so everything seems to be good. So all I need to do now is just let it run all this cleaner through the injector. All right, it's been about an hour running now. And I can definitely tell a difference in the injector noise. It just sounds like it's running smoother now and there's not as much ticking. Okay, it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes. I did not let the truck run out of fuel. I didn't want to starve the CP3 pump of fuel. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this 1/2 inch and 3/8 line running to this jug and connect back my high pressure factory lines. As you can see, I put a rag down there to catch any fuel that would come out of the end of that factory fitting. I just left the other end of the hose in my jug. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect back my factory lines. You want to push them on till you hear the click. Just like that. All right, don't forget to put your line locks back on. At this time, you can go ahead and reconnect your lift pump if you have one. Connect the wire back into the fuse box, and you can go ahead and replace your fuel filter.